as we start to regale with another tale this day, all of you have just finished a quite harrowing battle against a venomous troll and some other undead or swamp adjacent beings, it seems, around these parts. And it seems that your companion Zarn is laying lifeless in front of you, as well as one of the members of the Grim Wolves, Titan, who has perished, it seems, quite a bit longer ago than Zarn has. So as you guys are having your conversations, I guess those of you near the house with the fire, you see off in the distance, or rather, you'd probably hear a bit of soft echoing conversation from Vayliss and Soja, who took it upon themselves to bury Sprout.
Very one-sided.
Wait, did you say Titan's body is in front of us?
Yeah, it reverted after the other creature was slain.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, it was right next to us. We could see it been long dead.
Yeah, I didn't realize it reverted back to Titan's form. I thought it was just the creature dead. My bad. But I'm also not over there, so I guess that makes sense.
And pretty much the floor is yours as far as conversing and discussion goes.
Let's converse and discuss.
Zarn voids his bowels.
Nice.
Come on, man.
That
You
happened
should
last
save
episode,
it.
don't worry.
Well, I guess I shall try and at least keep him fresh for a longer period of time. And I cast Gentle Repose.
Thank you.
I didn't hear that, did I?
Hear what?
Somewhere
Oh,
up
okay.
on the wind, you might have heard a thank you from someone.
Oh, shit.
All right. He is gently reposing. He's gently decomposing, but not really.
Oh.
Okay, cool. All right. So Jasper sort of sees that and sort of looks around, just kind of gets the lay of the land, and notices he is just not made out for being out here right now, and wants to go back towards the fire.
Well, I guess
Is the game still paused for anybody?
Yes, it's
It
paused
is
for me.
for me,
Would
yeah.
you like to move?
I mean,
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted us to be able to move yet.
alright, so.
Right.
I'm
the
assuming
difficultest of terrain, the pause button.
Yeah.
Alcan, I'm
Hey
assuming you and
guys,
I
what are we
are,
doing with the bodies?
That call echoes throughout the swamp.
I'm
That's
assuming
what I was hoping for.
I'm assuming Alcan and I are sort of trying to bandage up Zarn after he gets gentle reposed.
Sure,
Yep.
do you want to take him inside then?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there he goes. There
Yeah.
goes my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That ass. Watch it as it goes.
Yeah, we will try to close any wounds. Obviously, he's gone, but yeah, just try to make it an easier transition for when he does come back.
Right. When we get him back, he'll be right as rain.
Absolutely.
While transporting his body, you notice that even in death, it seems that he was steadfast to keep his form, as he is still sort of, gripping his great sword, and it was sort of dragging along some of the wood flooring and clanking in against the stone walls as you guys drug him in. And it's just like clasped around it.
Didn't
Well-
stop fighting.
He is definitely a fighter, which is why would we get him back? It'll be very useful to the group. But I do feel a little bit like him getting struck down was partially my fault. I can't help but, wear some of that responsibility. I was acting selfish and trying to keep myself safe when really I should be trying to keep the rest of you safe.
I wouldn't cut yourself up too much about it, mate. These things happen. We've already had them happen once.
That's true, but just part of me worries that one of these times what if somehow, it is the last. That's just what worries me.
Worry about it too. I guess let's hope this isn't the last, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We should check on. I don't know. Are we supposed to be waiting here until the rest of them get back still?
I messaged Aubrey, seeing when she could get back. I don't know if I don't think I got a response, did I?
No, you did. It was just
Yeah, you
not
did.
written.
Oh, you're right.
I
Yeah.
think I verbally spoke.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I believe it was probably something along the lines of just sort of on our way whenever or soon.
I would have to go back and check, but
But yeah, something to that effect, I imagine.
yeah, she didn't say anything along the lines of, well,
Fuck.
good luck, see ya.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, it came through very choppy.
So I'm going
in
through
a
a tunnel right now.
tunnel.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, but okay, then yeah, I guess we try to survive the rest of this day and see if we can get some kind of way to fully bring him back. Somehow.
Good idea.
I mean, with this area, there were other pools. We might be able to find one. It's not impossible.
We're gonna have to bank on it.
Yeah.
Don't think we have much of another option unless I'll sort of look over it like Felix. Unless it's something that one of our local clerics can do.
Like out of context and everything. Would a healing? You'd need to erase the dead spell, wouldn't you? Right now.
Revivify.
Something a bit more powerful than what you have at your disposal. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
Probably either like Revivify or Resurrection.
Yep.
Yeah, really nothing I can do at this time.
Right. Figured.
It's unfortunate.
Besides that, I don't think there's much else to do besides wait.
That sounds about right.
And at that point, I'm gonna kind of scooch closer to the fire.
I'm gonna kind of step outside to just keep watch.
I was gonna say we should have a lookout.
As far as the conversation between Soja and Vayliss, what are you guys discussing?
Drugs.
Probably isn't a whole lot.
Yeah, no.
At least not verbally. Most of the conversation probably take place telepathically anyway.
Yeah.
They're huffing sprouts, sneeze.
Oh
That
no.
sounds awful when you say it like that.
What are you telepathically discussing?
I believe the last thing we talked about was Titan. Or no.
No, I see what we were talking about last time. We did on the
yeah,
messages.
yeah.
However, I'm pretty sure we finished that Like, I don't think we're actually having much conversation now.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of giving Sprout a moment of silence. Well, maybe Vayliss was. I was probably taking notes on Sprout.
Yeah, I was
But
just looking around at the idea that Sprout came from here and seeing if there's any other little sprouts.
Oh, there's give me an investigation check.
can I help him?
Sure, as long as you're proficient.
With investigation, I sure am.
Okay, cool.
So you want me to roll it?
Vayliss will get advantage on the roll.
How do
Okay.
I give myself advantage when I do it again? I'm sorry.
Alt.
Alt.
Yeah,
Control?
left alt and left.
Oh.
I held the
Oh.
alt button. Why didn't it give me a second one? I'll just click it again.
You do see a grouping of, I guess many groupings of fungi in the area. None of it seems to be in the same realm that Sprout did, where it was sort of moving on its own and unattached. Like, these are all attached to stems and other living plant life. Nothing with consciousness.
Maybe one day one of them will sprout up.
Oh, please don't get E started again.
Well, I will start heading back towards the warmness, sidestepping this disgusting creature.
In agreeance with the sidestepping. And I'm just gonna go back to taking my post here, looking all directions.
Jasper sees another sort of person in Soja join the fray, and Jasper will try and find a steady spot on some fallen building material and whatnot, or remnants of a piece of furniture sort of lost to time and whatnot, and he'll sort of flatten out a space and put down a pot with some just simple sort of scrambled eggs that he's just made. Some probably jerky thrown in there with it. And he says, "It's not a lot, but I figured I'd make something if I could."
I'll just give him a nod.
He starts rummaging through whatever might have been left here to try and find, spices, seasonings, anything of that sort.
I actually, sorry, I was just gonna say I don't actually have any food on me, like my character. Is there any way I could try to scavenge up anything edible in this area?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me.
It's just some berries or something.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
I'm so good at those.
I believe in you.
Could be worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be worse.
Could have been mine. Oh, wait, actually, that'd have been fine.
No need to flex.
I didn't even know.
Let's see. Okay. You do find a bit of, I'd say, sour grass nearby, which it's sort of this long bladed grass with some pretty nasty smelling odor to it, and you sort of keep a bit of a distance because there's if you get too close, it might make you a little nauseous. And after finding some of that, you delve a bit further, and you're able to find what looks to be like an old. Let's see. What looks to be like an old plant that might have grown somewhat horizontally, parallel to the ground, and it looks like it might be some sort of nut that you find, whether it be peanuts or walnuts or something. And it's enough to like hold you over for now, but really not enough around here to make for a full ration, unless you want to try your luck at carving up some troll or ghoul meat.
Nah. I'll probably just stick with the nuts for now. Scarf a few of those down and call it good.
Jasper will just sort of, he's got his little plate with a portion on it and kind of munching away at it here and there, just sort of stress eating, it seems. And he says, I saw, Felix, that you did something to Zarn out there. Do we have a plan to, do something a bit further to get him back up and at him? And he's just sort of looking at all of you three inside the house.
Nothing so much as a direct plan, but we're hoping that as the situation sort of expands, we might have an idea too. Like I said, nothing concrete.
Okay.
I sort of think about it for a moment, kind of looking around. Just like a look. I think we'll be good.
That definitely helps. Good attitude can go a long way.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Felix is just sort of zoned out.
yeah. Jasper says, "Is there anything I can do while being I guess staving off being idle?"
I don't suppose you have a smorgasbord of food, do you?
Not that much, no.
No. That's right. Nothing I can think of, but maybe someone else has a job for you or something.
Just wanna find something around here that'll help. And he'll go off and try and make himself useful somewhere.
Hey, Vayliss,
Yes.
don't you think some of the venom from that troll would come in handy?
Oh, sure. If, I knew how to harvest any of that without poisoning myself, I'd love that.
Nope, never mind. No poisoners.
That seems more of a question for Graham than it would be me. But if you could, I'd love that.
I'll ask around. I ask Graham the same thing.
Huh? What?
Huh? What? Don't you think some of that venom from the troll could come in handy?
Really, but I mean, if I could do so without poisoning myself, that'd be pretty great. But
Go poison yourself.
oh well. No,
No,
while I
just-
could maybe do something if I had the poison, I'm not really too good at extracting from like monsters or anything like that.
Hmm.
I'm more like if you find me a flower or a mushroom, look at the pile of books. I could probably cook something up with it, sort of mix into a potion or something.
That was my only idea.
Right. Why you in the corner?
Taking a rest.
I'd probably sit by the fire, stay warm at least. And there's a wall right there you can lean against.
After
I was gonna make a stupid comment.
Well, I suggest you don't do that.
after a couple minutes, Jasper will come back with like a half bag or pouch full of mushrooms that he's been able to sort of chop up and sort of add to his stores that he's got on him.
Hope he didn't grab Sprout.
I hope he did grab Sprout.
Mm-hmm.
Waste not, want not.
Nice.
That would be mushroom paste.
Oh, too soon.
Big rough.
Too true.
No
Big
cat?
facts.
Doesn't mean you had to say it.
And Graham, how were you? It was you had a sending stone for Aubrey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had one on hand that was linked to one she had, and I begrudgingly, of course, took responsibility over that.
Okay. So
You're so brave.
Yeah, you didn't volunteer at all.
you guys will all take the benefit of a short rest in this time. And as you do at the at the end of that short rest, you'll hear a bit of crow calls in the air and other sort of fauna just sort of making noise as it seems that there are some travelers approaching, and eventually Aubrey will make it back to camp as you see the other two Grimwolf members just ride through after giving Aubrey a look and some brief conversation.
Oh, damn.
Hell yeah. So as she shows up, she will approach Titan's body after making sure her beast is taken care of. And she says, how long do you think he's been gone?
Could I perhaps sort of take a look at him and maybe make some sort of check to determine that?
Probably medicine more than anything else, yeah.
Ooh, I'll see, but I am not very good at that. Honestly, I don't think I could really give you a good guess. But the creature, because I do remember this part, the creature that sort of got to him had to sort of eat him to take his shape. I believe something called a Marezi. It sort of ran in here looking injured as Titan's form. Once he got behind us, he sort of shifted, and we were left dealing with him and then the poison troll over there. Venom troll. Sorry.
No, it's a good amount of information.
And for what it's worth, I'm sorry about your loss.
That's what happens. Soldiers die. And, well, he was of that kind, I suppose.
Doesn't
have
mean
to-
it's pleasant.
No, not at all. You'll have to work on your, Elven in your deep speech. Maureji. And she enunciates the word.
Oreji. Ah, no, that sounded weird. I'll work on it, certainly. Any luck finding Jasper's son?
I've got a lead. Have to visit an old friend. His name's Raz. He takes his home in old sewer ruin, not far from here.
Since it's not. Sorry.
With where we think the Black Bloods passed through, Raz would have seen it. Tries to stick to the shadows, but it's quite friendly once you get him out of them.
Right, so with that information, it's not terribly far from here. Is this a proper time to join forces for an expedition?
Certainly can. I wish I could find you beasts of burden to ride. Not really many of those around these parts.
Fair. And well, I suppose that you'll probably beat us there by at least a decent margin. If we take slightly different paths there, could we ask you and the rest of the Grimwolves to keep an eye out for something specific?
I suppose that could be arranged, yes. You looking
It's
for anything in particular?
It's going to sound a bit weird, but if you happen to come across any, I'll sort of point to the well. If you happen to come across any sort of well or something that could be sort of almost construed as one, but one that's got sort of an odd vibe to it, maybe like a magic sort of feel. We happen to be looking for one of those at the moment for some of our party-related business.
Unless, of course, one of your party members happened to be able to bring people back from the brink. Or if they're already gone. I'd kind of just butt in because I was nearby.
That's fine. Nice to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
I'll keep that in mind. She's curious as to why you're looking for one, and she says she's been able to spot the pooling of blood where Zarn went down, and sort of saw some marks sort of leading into the house, and she looks past you at the motionless body, and she says, I suppose you've lost one of your own.
That is correct. It's like you said, it's a thing of soldiers. They go down, and so forth. Doesn't mean it's pleasant.
No. I've heard some things about those wells that you're looking for. I try to stay clear of them myself. But I know of one or two. Yes, sort of in that direction, yes.
Well, if that's the case, any information you can give, we mightily appreciate.
I understand that. Is there a way we can speak in private for a moment?
Yeah,
I'll go back to what I was doing.
think-
Find me.
I think we could, of course. Right this way.
Alright, so she'll follow you, off towards the creek. And she will offer you like a rolled cigarette if you'd like.
Sure.
So she hands it to you.
Appreciate it.
She sort of lights one herself. And she says, how long you been traveling with these folk?
Let's see. Maybe around a week or two, something like that. They're relatively new companions, but I feel a certain kinship towards them.
Trust them?
I'll think about that one for a moment. For the most part, I trust him. I think with the unique scenario that led to us all sort of getting together, that there's little room for betrayal in there, if that makes any sense.
I'd hope so. I don't want to tarnish any. I guess your opinion of them, and I don't know really if you're a leader type or if any one of you even thinks of yourself as such, but just watch your back. I recognize one of them. He's not acting nearly like he did when I knew him, but doesn't seem to remember me.
Which one? I'll sort of lean in a little bit closer.
Can you keep a secret?
Indeed, and I might have one for you as well. Depending.
I can keep one too. And when I met him, he told me to forget all about him, so I did. That's why I'm hesitant to say. Either he's playing it off quite well, or just doesn't know who the hell I am anymore.
I would wager the latter.
You saying I'm forgettable?
No, complete opposite of that. Just that, oh, what the hell? Our situation is, a bit odd. And that's, a bit of an understatement. I guess, if you feel comfortable to point them out, but I will tell you that, we are not the first to inhabit these here bodies. Now I know that sounds bad. No, it's not. We are, in sorts, people who have been reincarnated to a degree. all of us are souls that have sort of gained passage of sorts from our old lives where we seem to have all lived in the same world, but through some circumstance, I can't exactly pass it fully myself, uh, but we all seem to be in the bodies of people who have existed. So the man who you speak of wouldn't know you because, well, it's not the same person.
Does seem a bit odd.
Oh, trust me, it's definitely a weird one. We all woke up around one of these wells that I asked you about, and the companion that we just lost is hopefully able to sort of return if we can get him to one.
I find myself curious, but not wanting to ask.
Ryan, whatever that is, please stop.
Oh, I didn't know you could hear it. My bad.
Sorry. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry, you said something about being curious.
I am, but I know better than to ask, I believe. Not something I want to be messing with.
But on that, you can trust my word on it. We are still trying to figure it out ourselves.
I see. I can guide you to a place I know of that might be what you're looking for. But as I said, I tend to try and stay away from, I guess, the things I don't understand. Would that be beneficial to you?
It would. And I appreciate your willingness to keep this secret. Obviously not from any of us, but just in general. We're trying not to give out this information unless we trust the person we're telling it to.
Sure, I can understand that. Alright, well, when you guys are ready to go, let's get to it.
Alright. One last thing. Just for my own curiosity's sake, which one was it?
I kept a vow.
Oh, to forget. Okay, I understand. Alright. I'll go let them know and we'll be ideally back shortly. Alrighty. I will walk back over and I'll thank you for the cigarette. Don't smoke very often. And I'll sort of call everybody around if they're not doing something immediately. Right, everybody, if we could talk for a minute, have a quick chat,
Family meeting.
huddle up. We don't actually have to do that.
Right in your face.
Well, that's I appreciate it. All right, so I spoke to Aubrey for a quick minute or two. I happened to ask if she has encountered any of those weird whales. She says she actually did, and it's a little bit out of the way, not terribly, but she could lead us towards it. So perhaps we could. I'll sort of just gesture to Zarn. So, to sort of get that information or idea across, I may have told her that we reincarnated souls into new bodies.
Okay, so what you're telling me is you spilled the secret and now she's going to lead us away from here into some other place. This could be set up for an ambush. I'm just gonna say that.
I could see that, yeah, but no, I trust Aubrey. I think she's a woman of her
I'm
word.
Sure you do.
I think she's got a good judge of character, and I think if she says she's gonna do something, she's gonna do it.
And you got all that from a 6-minute meeting before now?
Well, that and the circumstances of us meeting her before. She owed Jasper something, and Jasper cashed it in.
And she
So-
owes us something?
Speaking of,
Or,
Jasper is just now finding this out as well.
Oh,
He's like,
How are you feeling on that one,
never to trust you
Jasper?
with any secret.
he's spilling like eggs and recently fried mushrooms out of his mouth.
We have, Jasper, I will say that we have been along to help you. I know it's jarring, but we've been on your side.
right.
Graham, is there anybody
We've
else
kept
you'd
you
like
safe
to know?
thus far. Yeah, honestly, you might want to go make sure the dead troll knows. We don't want him, going out without completely knowing everything. Wait, he's already gone. But just to be safe,
I could tell Sprout.
You could have.
you could have before he became paste.
I didn't really get a chance to talk to him that much. It was all over so quickly.
That's true. However, yeah, Jasper, so like I said, we have had your back. We've kept you safe thus far. And we have every intent on following through and helping you find your child.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, just didn't really expect that.
I assure you, none of us did either when we came about. It's not exactly like we chose this either.
No.
It was a lot of information to take in, frankly.
That's true. A short amount of time too. It's kind of like we were spring chickens, and he was like, "Oh, all right, here you go."
Just
Off
sort
the
of
feed.
kicked us out of the nest. Wait, do chickens do the nest kick thing?
Don't know. Not an expert from what I remember.
I don't think I'm a zoologist either.
You guys aren't very trusting, are you?
I mean,
Well, apparently Graham is, but
I would say
Graham
we're
trusts
trusting.
Graham trusts everybody. No, I mean, so for perspective, we are in a world that we don't remember. For all we know, if there are other worlds, realms, we could be from them, and we are suddenly thrust into one that feels brand new. So we have no idea how people will react to that sort of information.
If you're really thinking about it, we were sort of born yesterday. Like figuratively speaking.
Reborn, if you will.
Yeah, we were reborn like yesterday-ish.
He has maturity to match it.
I think when it comes down to trusting, I think none of you have given me a reason to not trust you. Except I sort of look at the guy half covered in shadow by the doorway.
I would have just put my character on the wall because I didn't want to be right on top of you, but I can't. That's not a space that exists. I either am here or am here.
I mean, even one space away, it's 5 feet.
I'm aware that still.
Sure.
He didn't want to be inside of you.
Also, if you hold shift and use the mouse, you can put your character in anywhere that's not a square.
Oh really?
Thank
Yep.
you, Zarn.
Wait, hold shift. Ah, ha, what a man. There you go.
Oh.
That's close to where I wanted to be.
Cool.
Okay, back to dead.
Yeah.
He just flops on the ground.
Like back to playing Baldur's Gate or something.
Who can't speak with dead?
Random tutorial in the game where they just pop out. Dead again.
Anyways,
That's been Zarn.
Oh, man.
Oh. Don't trust me, who you've known since you woke up, but you trusted the woman you met for 6 minutes to tell them we're undead.
I look at him. You can't really handle a joke. All right, I'll keep that down for later. I'll pretend to write something in my hand.
Nice.
None of you, I'll reiterate, have given me a reason to not trust you.
I agree with that much, but to a certain degree, we all have the same risks. If we're betraying each other, it's kind of like we're in it together kind of thing. But anyways, Jasper, you do seem like a trustworthy fellow. What is your opinion of... I know you brought us to the Grimwolves for assistance. Do you think that she would be leading us into a trap?
No,
Based on your previous history.
No, not even close. From what I know of her, I mean, she's always been trustworthy. We go back a decent amount, I suppose. That being said, I'm sure there's things I don't know about her, but
Oh, for sure.
They protect their hunting grounds as someone would protect sacred land. They don't take kindly to trespassers. The fact that they're welcoming you and it's because of a favor that she owed me, I mean, I think that tells you a lot about their character. They're honoring that.
I agree.
All right. Good. Now that I trust a bit more. There's some information.
All right, we all trust each other. Let's finish packing up. Aubrey's saying whenever we're ready, we can sort of head out and help our friend.
Speaking of, how are we transporting him?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, I can try to carry him, but he's also not necessarily the smallest person here. Might need assistance. Maybe if they have some sort of animal we can put him on the back of, that would be the easiest in my mind.
That would be ideal. Do you think that they'd go for it?
I mean, you'd have to ask her, because she's the only one here with one. And since you and her are such great friends, I figure we best leave that to you.
Seconded.
I will go ask.
Also, is this cart broken, or does it look like it could be usable?
I mean, it might be fixable, but like usable right now, it's no.
Fair enough.
All right, I'll be right back.
Would mending be any use in that situation?
It will definitely help, but there's still going to be some crafty work involved. Yeah.
Hey there, Aubrey. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
So, the companion that we have that we're sort of trying to remedy at the moment, he is quite heavy, and we don't currently have a reliable way to sort of hoof him that distance. Was wondering if perhaps we could perhaps ask if you could help transport him?
That must be... Well, he's got that barrel, doesn't he?
True.
I suppose you could use something along those lines. Is that offensive? I don't know.
Like stuff him in a barrel?
Yeah, I mean, it's not what I would want to do, but
Alright.
it's what we have.
Huh.
Sorry.
think we could perhaps do something like that. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Hello, messenger boy.
All right. So she suggested we put him in the barrel
And
and have someone carry the barrel like
Like he
Zarn
was.
carried the barrel.
That's gonna be kind of heavy.
I will take on that.
I'm glad we could resolve this. All right.
That's a good call.
good to head out then before stuffing him in a barrel. Our friend.
Yeah, I mean,
I personally don't. I don't even think I could carry him that distance. I'll be honest.
Oh, I can't for sure.
I will do what I can.
Okay. All ready to head out.
All right. Let me bundle him up then. Let's see here. He's got stuff in that barrel.
We're probably gonna have to.
What are we
distribute
doing with this stuff
Yeah,
in
so-
the barrel?
I'll
Zarn,
carry his stuff.
Zarn, do you recall what you had in the barrel?
So at the bottom of the barrel is a set of my common clothes. And wrapped in that common clothes is a single crossbow bolt next to a flute.
Yeah.
And then packed on top of that is a pike, a scimitar, a long spear. And yeah, that's it, I think.
Christ.
A half-spent torch.
I can carry his stuff if you can carry him in the barrel.
In the backpack.
And Alcan, I'll carry some of your stuff to take the load off.
Very much appreciated. Let's give this a shot.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So we'll load him up.
Good work, team.
Yeah. We'll load up the boy.
All right. I just
Get in
wanted to
the
make sure
barrel.
it wasn't like a bunch of fucking stuff in there.
Same. I was like,
He's just carrying
Christ.
tons of rocks.
I couldn't remember if we tried to put some of the water in there or anything crazy like that.
Right.
Zarn Vestadil, barrel rider.
Okay.
So
So
let's get on out of here.
this is gonna be a fun trail. All right.
I'm not possibly going to take a level of exhaustion.
So yeah. So there will be a bit of obviously difficulty involved in this travel. Now, you guys get a good portion of the way where Aubrey can, obviously stay with you guys and sort of maneuver with her beast places that you can't, but definitely able to sort of stop and help you guys where she can. There is sort of a fork in the road. She takes, a right, continues down a certain path. You'll see old cairns of stones, and every now and then you'll see abandoned farmsteads that have been overgrown for what look like years and years and years. Every now and then she will hold up a hand to stop everybody when she hears something off in the distance that seems a bit alien to her. Waits for a moment, another moment, and then continues on. But mostly you're able to find half-decent trails here and there now that you're getting out of sort of bogland and into a bit more steady ground. As far as who is transporting Zarn, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
You got it, big dog.
The DC is lowered because of the travel assistance from Aubrey. Okay, yeah, you're probably fine. Okay, yep, there is definitely, it is not a hard travel, and you're smart enough to ask for breaks here and there when you need them. And really, you've traveled a good probably 4 or 5 miles in a matter of 2 hours while carrying somebody on, essentially on your back or on your person. So it's
That
not
dog
too
in
bad.
me.
Yeah, it's not too bad considering the terrain.
Yep.
All right,
That's what we call a hard carry.
absolutely.
Let's go.
Love that.
So as you guys are getting closer to the well that Aubrey's leading you down, she stops once she gets to a point in the road where she's gonna sort of wait here for you guys, and she sort of just asks, plain out. She says, "How long do you think this is going to take? I'm not too familiar with what you're trying to do."
I'll be honest, I don't really know terribly. How long did it take when we? Oh wait, no, it didn't happen before. Soja was fine.
We've never done this.
Ideally, not that long.
We sure hope not.
All right. Well, if anything should happen, I guess just scream. Voice should travel. And she points off into a small glade that you have to walk past, and then there's some trees that are probably a good 30, 40 feet tall on some of the smaller ones, and then well over 70, 80 on the bigger ones. And she says, there's a clearing past that. You'll see an old ruined sanctuary, and you'll see one of those wells. Well, I guess if you trust it, who am I to stop you?
All right, let's get going then.
All right, so I'm going to maneuver y'all over here.
Maneuver me, daddy.
What?
What?
What? Huh?
Hmm?
What?
Okay.
Canvas drawing
I was just-
fabled, cannot read source.
How
I was just being transported.
It's a dope map.
How frequent do you think these things are throughout the lands?
I mean,
Where there's a
remember-
well, there's a way.
I hate
Oh
that.
God.
I hate that.
I don't recall exactly how plentiful that creepy Mayan
Are
thing.
we supposed to be
Nine.
seeing another map right now?
Mayan thing.
Yeah,
told.
go ahead and refresh. If
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Oh
how
wait,
many-
guys, it's already working. It just says that Zarn's unconscious.
Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
All right, go back. What's going on here?
Unconsciously.
What the heck?
I got kicked, so I'll be restarting Forge.
Oh, I love that.
Hey,
Boundary.
Me too.
I'm just taking all your credit card.
during this time, true. How does one AFK again? I forget the shortcut.
Okay.
Shift K.
Shift A. Cool. Sick. I need to note that down.
Okay, now I see the map. Sorry. It was weird. It was just a purple screen last time.
Fuck me, I'm bad.
So you guys, as you make your way into this clearing, you see old ruined columns and stones, and pictured off screen are probably some more areas where some walls and whatnot might have been, and it seems to be pretty well-made materials and whatnot, and there still seems to be some more intricate markings on the stonework and whatnot that indicate that this was probably, I don't know, somewhat not necessarily like palatial, but of some substance, and some care went into this stuff. As far as like age and whatnot, you're not exactly sure, but beyond a statue and some of these broken columns, you do see emanating with a greenish purple light, one of the wells that you have seen before.
Right. Well, not so great to be back, but let's bring him to this thing.
Soja, I think it's about time you take over what's happening here. This seems more your department than ours.
I'll bring him to the well, but as for bringing him back, yes.
I'll just keep watch from a little bit of a distance here.
Yeah, as you guys approach, and I will drag Zarn over, you hear some of the wildlife chittering and chattering back and forth, almost like a call and response, it seems, from the right of you guys and off screen to the left and whatnot. Almost like there's some song and dance, some conversation going on between animals here.
Well, what is this?
What is what?
Oh, that's new. Is there any differences in this well versus the one we're at originally?
Yeah, this one does not seem to be as decrepit. It seems to have withstood the test of time a little bit more. And you think you see some, a bit cloudier water, but it's more, you can actually tell this is like a water or water-like substance more than you could with the other.
Nope, didn't mean to do that. There we go.
He touched it.
And this like bubble-looking thing around it. What's up with that? So
yeah, that is sort of like a lattice work light that is encapsulating the well itself.
Can I like pass through it? Can I just put my hand through it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right.
Give me a perception check, Soja.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could make some kind of skill check here.
What skill check were you going for, or what's the end result of what you're trying to do?
I was gonna see if there were any known rituals about these kinds of things, if anything was known about them altogether.
Yeah, unfortunately, since you only figured out about them a couple days ago, you're not sure.
Yeah, I figured as much.
But as you pass your hand through that sort of lattice work light, you hear the chirping and chittering from the forest creatures and whatnot get a little bit more ecstatic.
Interesting. Alcan, could you please lower Zarn into the pool?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take him out of the barrel and kind of just carry him like dead weight in my arms and try to set him in there
Like
gently.
on the side of a jacuzzi.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I'll say you've got him right around there.
Yeah.
And
Still keeping a hand on.
Yeah, so you're effectively going to try and like dunk.
Yeah, Dunkachino.
Baptize him?
Yeah.
Dunkachino.
I hope that's how this works.
My name's not Al, it's Dunk. Oh man, what a deep cut early 2000s Dunkin' Donuts commercial starring Al Pacino.
While Zarn is being lowered into there, could I circle around this well and see if there's any glyphs or runes or any symbology of any kind to guide me?
Any wombology?
I was going to say that.
You
I also
can,
thought
you
of
can-
that.
you can try and give me I'd say,
Investigation?
yeah, probably invest along early. Okay.
Man, this boy be investigating.
You do find some telltale markings, but it's not of a script that is denoting like instructions.
More like
Almost like marks of who might have or what class of people or clan or race might have made this. Those are the marks that you find, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's a step-by-step process for anything. It almost looks like a worship site or just something ornate or some design. You're not exactly sure.
There's not any dead bodies lying around, are there? Recently?
Zarn? Oh, recently? Yeah, Zarn's the most recent.
Okay, fair enough. No, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
a empty
No, not
vessel.
really. What languages do you know, my friend?
Common and Sylvan.
And Sylvan. Okay, that's good to know. Unfortunately, it doesn't match up. Vayliss,
Go ahead.
you feel a tugging at your pant leg.
I look down.
Around that time, Felix, you feel one as well. And when you look down, there's almost, there's a handful of tiny little creatures looking up at you. And one of them says, "Hey, how do you get past the light? I've been trying for years."
I'm just dumbfounded.
Oh, they're people. You said tiny creatures, so I was imagining animals, but now that okay, cool.
Brownies.
Do you live here?
Yeah, we spend time here.
Oh, okay. Well, I assume he got past the light because he's dead, and we're not.
No, we tried chucking some of our own in there, and we tried it with dead people.
Oh, well, then I'm gonna be honest. I am just as lost as you are.
And you hear one of them say something along the lines of, "See, I told you not to disrespect Todd like that. Son of a bitch died from the flu. You tried to drown him." And they just start bickering back and forth.
Well, hold on. In fairness, our buddy's dead too, and we're trying to see if it'll bring him back. So honestly, maybe Todd could have been saved. Who knows?
Well, oh shit. Maybe we gotta be bigger or something.
I don't think
Felix,
that's the problem.
Felix, there's about 5 of those creatures around you as well, and they're all sort of chattering and chirping and and it as
Real quick, try and
Soja.
check to see if they seem hostile.
Oh sure, Soja, you hear what's going on, and you look around and you notice that the chittering from the forest creatures has all but stopped. Like every now and then you'll hear a bird call or something, but the call and response stopped.
One at a time, little ones. One at a time.
Yeah, you're starting to get sensory overload. Vayliss, they don't seem threatening, although they all have a same sort of uniform where they're wearing they have slightly elven features, and they're wearing clothes that are made up of leaves, moss, animal skins, and then occasionally you'll see a piece that might have been taken off a doll and repurposed for these tiny creatures. Because they're very, very small. I mean, the tallest of these are probably 10, 12 inches. And they're wearing acorn helmets and stuff like that, twigs in their hair, trying to make.
So is it just Soja that notices how quiet the animals around here got, or is that something?
I mean, it's just something that he sort of picked up on. To the rest of you, it just sounded like forest sounds, and it was more the pattern of which the sounds were.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant it got dead silent all of a sudden. Okay.
No,
okay.
it sounded like
Gotcha,
two groups talking back and forth.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But no, they don't seem somewhat hostile. I mean, they have little spears made out of sharpened branches.
You said they have elven features?
Yeah, slightly elvish features where it's more of a slender face and jawline. Their ears are mostly covered, so you can't really tell anything like that.
But it seems they're speaking common.
Yeah,
they're speaking common. I want to say in Elvish, can you understand me?
They reply back in common, "What do you call me?"
Nothing. I was testing a theory because the person who I believe would do that is kind of busy right now. I didn't call you anything. Well, what should I call you? What's your name? I'm just speaking to whatever one has been speaking to me the most.
Sure. You can call me Twig.
Which one is that? Is that this one?
That's this one right here.
I always felt like it was this one. Darn it. Okay. All right, Twig. I'm Vayliss.
Oh, it's like a non-plant name. That's cool.
That's cool.
It could be plant-like. Who knows? I don't know all the plants in the world. Yeah. So, you guys just guard this thing, or how close do you live to this thing?
Oh, we hang around the statue a bit, and he points over there. One of us, we got a little apartment in one of those broken columns, and he points to that one right there.
Awesome. Has anybody else ever came and used this well?
I mean, people stop by, but they're kind of flummoxed when they're don't know what the hell to do. Not really often. There's one big lady one time, but she just kind of looked at it from afar, left. Thought we were going to talk to her, never got the chance.
I think you might have that chance again. Is Aubrey still here somewhere?
I mean, she's off screen, probably about.
Yeah, but she's like not miles away from us, right?
No, about like a quarter mile. It was like a 5-minute walk to get here.
I see. If that's who I think you're talking about, she's not too far from us right now. If you were still interested in talking to the very big lady.
I mean, we got. Yeah, he looks at you. 5 to talk to right now. I guess 6 if whatever you're doing allows that person to talk. Seemed a bit
Well, I'm
tired.
gonna hope you get to talk to him.
So as this is happening, Alcan, you're sort of setting him down and keeping a hand on him, right? You said, as like hand around the collar still or something along those
AFK.
lines. Oh,
Sorry.
Ew, he's muted.
No. I'm here. I'm here.
I got you.
Sorry.
So you're still holding onto him like by the collar or something?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel a slight tugging. Like you're playing tug of war using Zarn as a rope.
Oh shit.
Well, not tug of war, but like a slight tug of war.
Yeah.
Like you're letting a child win right now.
Understood.
Letting a child.
I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to be feeling tugging on this. Should I let him go?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Well, if we can't get him back?
That was my concern.
I
You'll have
feel
to-
as though we need to put more trust into the mechanisms at work here.
Okay. With that, I will let go.
All right.
He does.
If it doesn't work,
It's already dead.
you guys will have to wait literally hundreds, if not thousands of years for a poem or perhaps a song from a bard called How to Save a Life. And then we can try again.
My nerves are fraying.
Yeah, I love the fraying.
I want to die.
Okay. Zarn, you feel weightless in your slumber, and it's hard for you to open your eyes, like they're sort of taped shut. But you hear this like roiling around you, like you're in the middle of a pressure cooker. And you just hear like these hissing and steam-like sounds around you, like something is getting molded almost. And it's like you're the subject of you're like a project in a workshop, it feels like, and you can't open your eyes, but you still see light beyond your eyelids sort of shuffle and move around, and you feel like you hear like discussions back and forth in this sort of tonal language that you've never heard before, and you're not sure what they could be talking about, but it's like you're being worked on, like you're like what tools are striking and molding. And it's in those moments where you're trying to remember what happened recently, and you get a flash of your old life, and it's almost like it's rewinding your last moments. And it's somewhat harrowing because you're seeing it frame by frame, almost like it's loading in your mind. And you're seeing it stitched together intermittently with getting struck by the creatures in the ruins while you were protecting Jasper and your other friends. And when you finally are able to pry your lids open and you see the color adjust, above you, you see this symphony of white and purple light arranged in a cage-like pattern. And you feel locked away. And above that cage, you see Soja, Alcan, and Graham looking down at you, almost longingly, like if you're being viewed at an exhibit at a museum, like you're an animal. And you are sore beyond belief. And your arms are barely functioning, trying to move around. So what would you try and do?
Can I find footing? Or am I feel like I'm floating?
You feel like you're floating, and as you're sort of trying to kick and sprawl around to find something, you feel your foot scrape against a surface, like a side of a pool.
Then I would try to, I guess, climb up the side of it with how weak I am and just try to push my hands against this cage-like surface.
Yeah, give me a strength save, please. Okay.
Minus
That's minus 100.
What the fuck?
Nah, it's fine. It's just getting all sorts of penalties.
For
I mean,
being
you're pretty like
unconscious.
dead.
Being
yeah.
unconscious, prone,
yeah.
dead, stuff is like compounding. Okay. A lot of what you are sort of feeling is it reminds you of like being bound or like being in like a grappling practice, like an unarmed combat, and you're trying to break out of this sort of hold that you're in. And as you sort of find a small perch, almost like a nugget of stone that you're able to clamp your foot on and push off of, your head starts to breach the surface. And the three of you looking down from the top of this well can finally see his eyes open for the first time. And his head comes out with dry hair, no dripping substance. But he still sort of, when his mouth breaches, he still gasps for air and is looking at you guys almost alien-like, like he has never seen another creature before.
I'll reach a hand out to help him out.
Same. I'll grab the other.
All right.
It's mostly Alcan doing the lifting.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's full-on strongest man competition versus like best-looking twink competition.
Score!
And that's a win-win.
Absolutely.
So as he gets drug out, you're at 1 hit point. And I'm not going to say you're prone. However, what it looks or what it feels like to you is you have what seems to be 5 levels of exhaustion.
Zarn will try to stand up and then fall back to his knees and hands. Oh,
Take it easy there, bud.
where's the troll?
Oh, okay. I'll be honest, I was sort of curious to see if it was actually still Zarn when we got him back. The troll's dead, buddy.
Alright. Alright.
There's a lot to sort of explain, but first let's get you on your feet and relax somewhere.
Absolutely.
Oh, my back hurts so bad. And the back of my legs, too.
Can't imagine why.
You did take some nasty hits.
Oh my god. And I'll look behind me and, well, I guess I'm happy to know that works.
Let's just be happy that Aubrey knew a well that was nearby.
That too. Is she okay? What did they find the boy?
They have a lead, but we'll fill you in as soon as we get you something to eat. And I guess if for whatever good it is, I'll give him like a shoulder, sort of help him along.
Yeah, he sort of needs more than a shoulder. You sort of wrap his arm around your neck, and he just stumbles like to his knees. And Zarn, it's like there's bags of concrete on each of your limbs.
I can't seem to move on my own.
Hey, wait, we're talking to you. And they're following and still tripping and shittering.
I see my friend.
That's all right, son. We'll finish out the last leg of this the way it kind of started, and I will just kind of put him on my back, piggyback style. Someone else is gonna have to take care of this barrel. It's empty, at least.
How much does the barrel weigh?
It's still a lot.
Like, how much does it weigh?
70 pounds.
We can leave the barrel if you need.
I was gonna say barrel for Zarn.
I mean, I can carry the barrel.
Nice.
Actually,
There you
with my encumbrance.
I don't need the barrel.
Yes, but you want the barrel. Thus, the barrel comes with us, Zarn.
I mean, I'm sure I could be of some help.
No, I got it.
Mind you, you guys did go to a town with shops.
Mhm.
He kept the barrel. I love it. It's the
Wait, don't worry.
We're holding
It's,
onto this barrel for dear life.
It's one of those
I
things
gotta-
that's like you find it early in the video game and you're like, I know this is going to be important 17 hours later.
Bro, just think about it. One of us is gonna desperately need to go down a waterfall really fast. I'm be like, bro, barrel, let's go.
It's like the lucky, the miner's pick.
The barrel has already come in handy, so I really don't know what we're talking about here.
But no, I need to get some strength training in anyway. Least I can do.
Thank you all, really.
Just glad to have you back. And yeah. I haven't even noticed all these little dudes around yet.
Whoa, wait, what the fuck are those?
Oh, goodness. Truly the best.
T-Twig,
The
your
best,
friend could have come
the
back.
best.
Well, I don't know. That guy seems like special or something. Like, look at him. He's glowing. He didn't even get like dunked in water like we thought. He's like one of the other guys was like, he never thought it was water. I thought it was like a syrup or something, like a slime. And they just kind of keep bullshitting.
I'm just thinking about it does seem quite slimy.
So yeah, Zarn, you were just feeling all sorts of like It's like that tired you get when you are wide awake and you just do not have the energy. It's like you're in the worst depressive state where you're not even willing to move, but without depression.
Unless.
Anything a cleric could do to help.
So
I appreciate it.
$1,000
There really should be a spell that removes exhaustion.
I'm sure after a good sleep or two, I'd be right back to it.
Right.
All right. Let's get out of here unless we have any more business in the area.
All right. Vayliss, you bring in your friends?
Nope. Hi, little friends.
What?
It's
Oh,
time to
come
go.
on.
Oh, look, your phone's here, all right. And besides, don't you want to see if the well will ever work for you guys?
I like them.
That was unnecessary.
They're really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard that. So, excuse me.
I didn't know.
Also, why are you misty on my screen?
They sort of
He's still got a
probably
shield up.
Mage armor.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay.
I'm
I
a
was
god.
like, my guy's been misty the whole time. Like, bro, what's the effect on him right now?
Sorry.
Excuse me.
You
Excuse
see
The
all the
incalculable
creatures
weight of my
reposition.
sins.
Oh no, he is me.
For real.
And they
I
just,
feel that.
Welcome back,
Check
buddy.
out.
they just keep scattering like they're trying to find like a new friend to talk to.
I
Weird.
guess we should go back to Aubrey now.
Sort of a weird statue.
One of them will come up to you, Zarn, and will say, "Hey."
He was on my back.
Oh,
He
that's
is
true, I
on.
guess.
Yeah.
So he's probably one of them is probably trying to like stop your movement.
That's fine,
Alcan like sort of interpose,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it-
don't want to step on him.
Yeah.
Don't want to be rude.
and
It's their fault.
the other one's like, "Hey, you went for that swim."
Aye.
Oh, well, what? How was it?
Harrowing.
Oh,
Oh.
is there like another word I could use? Because I gotta tell this story.
Well, imagine someone beating you with tools, making you from scratch, rebuilding you, and all the while you're conscious of it all.
Jesus.
Oh,
Well.
I'm not a huge fan of nihilism, but okay. I can craft with that.
Oh,
so-
I mean, what I meant to say was a right proper swim, dip, fun, good time, yeah.
yeah, okay. I'll keep that in mind. You see, he's scribbling down in like a very old, probably stolen sketch pad. Actually, looks like a child's like coloring pad or something that's been like repurposed for like a notebook.
Little shits.
Okay. Oh God! And you see that creature's probably just questioning everything about what he knows.
Good job, Zarn. You scarred it.
I mean, that's just being real.
So Alcan, when you move, Zarn should be able to move with you now.
Oh, I
And you're sort of just, I'm assuming something like a piggyback or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Probably hunched forward a bit since he doesn't have the strength to hold on himself, so that way just gravity is kind of keeping him there.
Just use some of my backpack rope and just tie me to you.
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Backpack rope.
That works.
Twig will sort of call out and see you guys sort of moving and say, "Well, hey, you guys leaving? You haven't even met our pal yet. We got a guy here who like is kind of, I guess our, I don't know, like boss or something. And he's just kind of looking at everybody else to try and find the right word. Like he's like a buddy of ours, big buddy of ours, like you guys who lives in the forest with us. He sometimes he'll feed us and stuff like that, and lets us kind of have our free time out here.
Is he here amongst you?
Oh no, he's much bigger. He looks like you guys. Tall and tall and handsome, right? And he just kind of tries to put on the charm.
Can I insight check them again?
Sure. Oh yeah, I definitely thinks you guys are tall and handsome.
I was more about the fact that he's really pushing for us to meet this guy.
Oh sure. He definitely has
Getting a
somebody you want.
sketchiness.
Yeah, he definitely has somebody that he'd like you guys to meet. Almost like he feels like it's his duty to like have him host, almost.
Does he have anything he can do for our friend here to restore him further?
Oh, I don't know about that. What are you looking for?
Just interested if he had any way to, I don't know, maybe give him a little boost since he's in rough shape at the moment.
Oh,
But if, I mean, we do have some things that we have to get taken care of.
I kind of feel like we should meet him.
You want to meet him?
Yeah, the strange man in the woods sounds pretty cool, actually.
Seems like a real trustworthy sort.
Oh, I just think if he's hanging around the well, then he probably knows a little bit more than we do.
True. I just
Fair
hope we
point.
don't lose our friend who's waiting for us.
Also true.
We could always try to have her come with.
She didn't seem terribly comfortable around the concept of the well. I don't know if she'd come into the forest, especially for on a bit of a timer.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
think it's worth it to meet the guy.
Okay, cool. I'll send a runner. Hey, Willie. And he sort of chitters up, scurries up like a chipmunk, and yeah. Okay, get the boss. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I got it. I know where he is. And then he will go off, and after a little while, probably a good 10, 15 minutes, you see that creature come back, and one of them sort of asks where he is. He's like, "Hey, he's just behind me. He's, I move quick. I know these trees. Come on." And there's after a good portion of time, there is a young man, seems like a human man, with blonde hair and some fine clothes that have just weathered to time. Sort of almost stumble out through the branches and through the tree trunks, and he will eventually come from the north of the well, and he'll step forward, and he'll put out a hand for one of the creatures, and he'll hop up on this dude's back, like on the shoulder, like he's sort of like a mount, and he'll step by.
Alucard.
He'll nod at you, Soja, and like, "Hello, greetings, welcome, hello, all."
Hello.
Hiya.
And you see, he will just sort of step in between all of you and say, "Well, my people have told me, well, they just told me we had visitors. So I'll be honest, they didn't say a whole bunch. Please welcome. How are you doing? Come sit with me. Come on." And he'll point out a couple columns that you can use as like chairs and stuff, and he'll just stand at the back of the statue. Meanwhile, the rest of the creatures will join, and they're just trying to join in the act, it seems.
It's creepy how they're all moving at once. It throws me off.
They are legion.
They are.
They are in sync.
Bye.
And he'll just be sort of cordial, and he'll ask one of the creatures to start making some tea, in which you'll see him sort of, one of those small brownie creatures will gather up like some tea leaves from a small little pouch at their pocket, and carry what seems to be like an overturned piece of stone that can be used as like a boiling surface to boil water and whatnot. And they'll have little makeshift cups made out of like woven vines and wrapped in like a like a fired mud or clay little cups that probably amount to like shot glasses for you guys. But after a few minutes, some tea will be brewed, and it's a nice little herbal tea made here in the in the forests. And after cups are sort of handed out, and he says, "Well, yes. What are we drinking to today?"
What's your name again? I didn't catch it.
Oh, my name is Nyx, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nyx. What are you doing out here in the forest?
Oh, I've made this area my home for quite some time now.
What exactly brought you here?
Oh, my family was, my family's always been around these parts, and when they went their separate ways, there wasn't really anything that I wanted for, so I wanted to stay around here.
Your family split?
Partially, yes. Just better opportunities elsewhere. This place is getting a bit hard to maintain, and there's a lot of things out here that aren't, entirely satiable for them, I suppose. I never minded it.
Understood. What was your family name?
My family's name is Oak, like the tree, and I'll point off to an oak tree.
I see. I see. And I guess what exactly made you take up? Where did these small creatures come from? Were they kind of here when you arrived?
They had made themselves known to me, yes, but it was probably after, I was trying to think about it, probably a couple days after I started, building a little shack out here for myself.
Well, you all seem to be getting along rather nicely.
Oh, I suppose so. Yes, they're quite a fun group of spirits. I'm very glad to have met them. What are we drinking to, friends?
I guess surviving.
Yeah,
Oh.
to life.
It's a bit, somewhat a bit bland. Well, you look like a poet. He looks at you, Soja. How would you spice that up? To life. How would you toast to that?
Perhaps to new friends and many more friends to make and lives saved again.
I don't think I could do much better. Absolutely. Very well. Shalante. And he will sip his tea. And he'll set down his little cup. Some of the tea's still in there, probably a good half or quarter of it.
You seem a bit, I don't know, noble, I guess, I would say.
Oh, I think
familiar with the finer things.
Sure. I think it's partially upbringing. But you read enough and see what traits are appreciated, and I think being a good host, adds to all this, and
It is
stuff like that.
absolutely. The hospitality is much appreciated. Do you get many visitors here?
Oh, rarely. Not a lot of travel around these parts. Any travel that does occur, usually people will stick to the roads, and it's not often they go venturing out here unless they're, hunting or gathering and those sorts of things.
Understood. And you did say that your family split up for sort of opportunity's sake. So, what is what is the opportunity that you sought here?
Oh, well, I was never really integrated into any family dealings. A bit of a, I don't know if black sheep is the right term, but outcast, or perhaps my thoughts didn't really translate well into what they valued or needed. No, but I've always liked it here. I've done a fair share of travel, but always sought promise back here. It's calm, it's peaceful, it's admittedly it isn't the most exciting, but there's always excitement around the corner. Things do not stay stagnant in these parts.
But I try to get a read if he's trying to like talk around the question or like kind of talk us in circles on that one.
I was just going to ask if I could do an insight check on this guy.
Yeah, both of you can do individual ones, as you had asked.
Damn.
Ooh, boom.
There you go.
Nice.
He might not be talking around it, Felix, more than he might be, he doesn't want to come off as pretentious, I suppose, so he's trying to downplay.
Mm.
Understood.
All right.
Well, yes.
What does your family do? And he'll just sort of return the volley.
My family, gosh, haven't spoken to them in feels like a lifetime ago.
Oh.
Yeah, not necessarily the closest. But yeah, you know, they all at this point, so much time has passed, feel like strangers.
Damn.
But I would say that it was pretty normal upbringing for the most part. I just, had to get out of, where I grew up. Things get stale after some time,
Oh, sure. Oh, I can imagine. Do you come from these parts or elsewhere?
Gosh, when I came here, it almost feels like I was starting a new life here, but no, not originally from around here.
Oh, certainly many opportunities to be had.
It certainly seems that way from what we've seen in the area.
Well, those with the the courage and the the strong blood to do what they yearn to do often come out on top. That's you can't substitute effort for dreaming. It takes the I guess you would call it the craft out of the grindstone, if you will.
I would agree.
He looks at you, Graham, and he says, "I like your little shimmer you have about you," referencing your mage armor that's sort of somewhat watery, altering your form.
Thanks. I made it myself.
Oh, fantastic. Is that he's trying to think of it. He's like, is that water elemental felt? No, that wouldn't be it. Lining? Tripe?
I sort of think about. I'd say more like sort of like a small force field. I don't know if that's the word. Sorry. Honestly, couldn't really say. Just a bit of magic here and harder to hit me.
Oh, it's not like a creature with those properties.
No, no.
I see.
On not that affluent.
I see. Yeah, himself has a cloak that is has a slight shimmer to it, but nothing like yours, where it's sort of encapsulating sort of every part of your body at the moment. And you notice when he's very exaggerated with some gestures with his arms. He's a very talkative talker, not necessarily these tiny hand movements, but he's very much like a painter with wide strokes of a brush when he's speaking, almost as if he's like performing his sentences here and there. And when he does, you see his the long sleeve of his blue overcoat will sort of come up past his wrist a little bit, and you see a bit of like a red tattoo that will start to continue up his arm before being concealed again by the overcoat. And you think you might see a little bit of ink somewhere along his chest, where the shirt sort of opens up.
All right.
Now, I noticed, or rather, the friend who gathered me here mentioned that you had dipped one of yourselves into that, and he just says, thing, looking at the well. I've seen those before, but never really understood what they were or how they worked. I assumed they were just sort of, ancient, celestial creations or something, but I'm not exactly familiar. But it seemed that you've, I don't know if harnessed it would be the right word, but were able to take advantage of it. I apologize if that's something you want to keep secret. These people are quite forthright and forthcoming with what they know. I don't think they are capable of lying. And he just kind of sort of looks around at you and is like, "I'm curious. What is it?" Oh, the sore spot.
Unfortunately, your guess of what it is as good as ours. So,
Sure. Is that Graham going AFK or Eric going AFK? He will walk by you, and he'll walk up to the thing, and he'll tap it like it's a domed glass, and he's he tries to he'll actually take the remainder of his tea. He'll sip a good portion of it, and then the little last coating of it, he'll splash it against this lattice work, and it's like it's rolling down an invisible domed wall. And he says, I don't understand. Soja, if you'd like to do that, yeah, I mean, it would definitely...
I know it would draw attention.
Yeah, okay. Alright. What are you looking for, I suppose?
Well, since we're on the subject of that, I guess I'm trying to see what his thoughts are on that.
Okay. Let's see here. So go ahead and target and cast.
Sure thing. He is aware that he is being probed, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was waiting till he was over
Alright.
there, or his back was turned, so he wouldn't see at least.
Okay. That's fine by me. Hmm.
Also, yeah, I've got a question after this.
Oh, sure.
I'll just whisper it to you.
I guess immediately he is sort of just confounded. Like he thinks you guys might have like some sort of key or some sort of like missing part that he didn't when he was sort of maybe looking at these things before or just in passing. It seems that maybe these things are just so innate to him as far as being present in the world that he's not sure. I don't know how to say it. It's like he's just surprised and like he thought nothing would ever come of it. Like he thought they just had one use and it was just there for something. But now that it's like been expounded on and he's gotten more information, he's just not sure.
Can I probe deeper?
Sure. Is that where the save comes in?
Correct.
Okay. So
And it's a wisdom save, DC 13.
So you try to navigate the information superhighway of this guy's brain, and you come to a closed road.
Mm. All right, then.
A more sane
I'll-
person of mind would say no, that failed, and you made the save. But I am anything but sane.
Well, that boots me out then, so that's all I got.
So, Alcan, what are you... verbalize your thoughts to me, please.
Okay. So essentially, I cannot. So I know who this man is.
Okay.
I can't remember if Alcan would. Essentially, if how we encountered that information, if that was more for the players just to kind of look at, or if that was something like our characters like walked up to, looked at, and we like observed.
Oh, definitely observed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then I know who this motherfucker is.
Sure. Do you know his...
I know it all.
How much do you know? I was gonna say,
All of
are
it.
you encyclopedic?
I got the chart, baby.
Gotcha.
Is this like Wikipedia or something?
Okay, so you're fine.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Do you
Before I
Wiki?
start pulling any of that in, I got receipts.
You can do what you will.
Cool. Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Just come in, drop a bomb, and then, just fucking help your way out. No problem. Yeah.
George W. Bush be like.
Yep.
Nah. So he. Hi, welcome to this week's episode sponsor, Kids Bop. Yeah, he's just Soja. He doesn't seem bothered
Okay.
of what you tried to do. Or I guess what you did do.
Yeah, there was an attempt, and it succeeded halfway.
50% of the time it works, all the time halfway.
Yep.
You got that one good. You did
Yeah.
well in that.
What storytelling can do. I mean, bad
Yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah.
What a fucking reference. Drew is the king of linguistics.
Yeah, I'm a real.
Are my
I'm a
legs
real-
the derivative of my torso?
That's what I've been
Stop.
saying, bro.
Who's even atheist anymore?
No, but you understand. Like Jesse, if I said your arms and your legs are the derivatives of your torso, that somewhat tracks, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. Glad
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
not
encourage him.
surrounded entirely by fucking idiots.
I never said anything about
I
that.
know, you're just catching strays left and right.
Absolutely. We paint with broad strokes.
Zarn, give me a perception check, please.
Different strokes for different
I'm
folks.
straight up napping right now.
Yeah. So it should any like disadvantage or whatnot or whatever you have should apply. Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Damn, he good.
That's it. Zarn just.
Yeah. Felix, with your passive perception, you saw that as Nyx walked by Zarn, he sort of like sidestepped, like he was moving through a crowd, like in between like the pillar and Zarn on the back of Alcan, and sort of brushed against him. and it's almost like he was like trying to make an assessment.
Shoulder check.
Yeah.
Shoulder check the dude who's exhausted.
Ugh.
I mean, I've been suspicious of this guy since the start.
So, cool.
Hmm. What do I want to make of that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm gonna do something to you,
Sure.
Alcan.
Sure.
Uh,
Fine.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh, what
wait
the-
a second.
Magic?
That looks
Um,
awfully familiar.
It does.
He just looks at Soja and instant brain aneurysms him.
2 seconds. All right. Alcan, I'm going to show you something.
Yep.
Okay. In fact, I will
Absolutely.
show you this in a Discord message because it's the easiest way.
Totally fine. Do what you gotta do.
So here's the sequence of events that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to verbalize to me, Drew, hi, what is going on right now.
Gotcha. So, Alcan is sort of just observing him going, his family seems to end up around these wells. I remember that there was one at their estate. And so I find it a bit odd that they seem to pop up near them and that they all split off and suddenly he's conveniently at yet another one. And they were previously surrounded, their estate was surrounded by the Silent. And do they have any connection to them? Like, those are kind of the things going through that he's just kind of wondering.
Okay. He will get back onto the topic of conversation about opportunity in these lands and also referencing there's many a road that can be traveled in these parts, and perhaps some and he starts to look at you, Alcan, will lead to your destination, even if it is the wrong path to take. It's like you're getting there, but using the wrong map.
Maps can be tricky to navigate, I do have to say. I mean, first off, you got to make sure you're holding it up the right way, making sure you're getting a clear picture.
Yes, perspective of one sometimes outweighs the perspective of many, I suppose.
That is true. I
One.
can't argue.
Yeah, Zarn's like half asleep, like, yeah.
He's like, what are you
yeah.
talking about?
True.
Now, I only saw him like brush past and like barely touch him, right?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Hmm.
In fact, Soja, I'll whisper something to you.
Oh my god.
Whispers, baby.
This is
Social
the
boy
intrigue
tell.
episode.
This whisper has been brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm gonna delete now.
Use promo code PASSAGE to get 700 free crystals.
That's
We
it.
are being sued
700.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
That's nothing. I have the legendary hero Lucky, 50 million power.
Oh man.
James fan 777 figure odds.
Hey,
With the
How you did
CDP.
it?
Hey.
the marketing department right now is earning every penny they're getting. I just want to say that.
God, all this free advertisement.
I know.
Oh, are we corporate shills?
Yes.
Baby.
Please
Some
give us
shekels,
money.
boys. Getting some shekels.
If we could get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, that'd be great.
Come into the DMs. Anyways,
Uh,
other shit's going on.
So he just kind of continues, conversation of little to no substance aside from being cordial, and
Yeah.
I mean, you guys might find what he says interesting, I suppose.
Man, well, I do hope that Katarina is in good health. I'm gonna start name dropping.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Who's Katarina?
You guys. It's fine. It's fine. We're just catching up.
Okay.
What?
No. not
Probably doing as
necessarily.
well as your friend here.
Oh, you would. Yeah. About the mobility, I assume.
What?
I understand.
I trust you'll keep those names to yourself and within conversation here.
I mean, as long as you all mean us no harm, I don't necessarily know what you do.
The only people who get harmed around that family is themselves. And I don't want my mother further troubled.
Absolutely fair. As a good son would. I mean, I would love some insight as to why you all keep ending up around these things. These wells. I mean, the first time was, coincidence. 2 is a bit of a pattern. Is it your thing specifically, or a family calling, maybe?
Seems to me
I
you're on
love
the
how in the
road
dark y'all are.
towards... Seems to me you're on the road towards a destination.
Mhm.
I see, and he looks off in the distance at the figures of Jasper and Aubrey down at the the road off screen.
Yeah.
And he says, I see you have a guide or a traveling companion.
We do.
Seems I'm in need of a vacation. I want to find out more about what you know and clear up some things.
Is that a demand or a request?
I suppose I could travel the road of my own volition. Just happen to be walking alongside a caravan of people. Hopefully nobody would take any offense to that. Or I could start to tell you the things that I know. And the fact is that the family I came into owned land that had these relics on them. And that's as far as my knowledge goes as to why they're so intertwined.
Okay, so simply coincidence, as far as you're aware.
I'd like to point out there might be
Yeah.
a bit more coincidence regarding you all.
That is fair. I mean, I will say that our tie to them was not chosen.
Your
I don't
friend,
think yours is necessarily, if it's, blood related.
the only blood relation that I know of the moment is that the relation of your friend here, pointing to Zarn, and he points at the well and he says, and that thing, that all it's done is made his blood of an accursed mind, of an accursed being. He is not right. He's not functioning like he should. And it's sort of at that point where you sort of notice a little, like a pinprick on Zarn's like bicep, or not even, probably more tricep. Where Nyx put a hand on him when he walked by.
Understood. Understood. Does anyone object to this man potentially traveling with us for a moment? He does seem like he works very hard and is in need of a vacation.
The guy who was writing down the story will come up and say, I think your friends need a bit more context. They look pretty fucking baffled. And you see he's halfway through a sketch of like 5, 6 tall creatures. Half of them, their jaws are like dropped.
All right. Well, since this will, I'm sure, stay between all of us here for now. This man is of the Ebon Steel lineage.
What? A what?
If you recall, the large manor that we had taken camp at, we were attacked by that thing that came out of a torch, I believe. That area, that was his family's home. They scattered, and he is the youngest, or one of the youngest in that line. There is one younger. Yeah, like what? Yeah,
Wait,
no, I'm putting the
thing
pieces
that came out of
together.
the thing that came out of the torch. Are you talking about the mimic thingies?
Not the torch mimics.
No,
there
was
was
something that. Oh, sorry, it came out of the fire specifically.
Yeah.
The fire exploded.
Oh, I do remember this.
Mhm.
Was I not here that day?
There was a mysterious.
I
No,
actually
you were
don't
there.
remember. I thought you were there.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident you were there. There was a family that we got the lineage of that all looked kind of vampiric. All very pale, light skin,
Yes,
white
I
hair.
I don't think I was
Some
there.
of the ladies
No,
were
you weren't.
panties. That's his family.
Okay, that explains why I don't know.
And conveniently, at that estate, we saw what looked like a more broken down well. And he's conveniently, after his family has scattered, found himself at another well. So there's a connection there somewhere. I was trying to work that out of him, but so now you guys
I'm gonna need
following?
you to be my memories.
I'm here now. I got it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, ooh. So I name dropped his mom to let him know that I know exactly who you are, motherfucker. And if that's a bad thing for me to know, you should probably try to do something about it.
Jesus. Well, good job, Jess.
You guys
totally
are playing
remember now.
4D chess here. Come on. Anyways, but yeah, so he is of that family, and they have some connection to these wells. We are also kind of tied to them to a certain degree. I would say that almost makes depending on alignments, our interests might, be parallel. They might walk along each other.
Can we go back to the part where he said, "My blood is bad"?
I'm a little concerned that the way that it brought you back, the way that you feel, he also may have done something while we went past. While he walked past us, I'm not sure, but it might be that only he can undo it if there is something going on.
Listen, all I've done is a bit of research regarding, I guess, homology, I suppose. You just do not seem to be well for the body that you occupy.
Understood. You seem to be rather capable around reading blood, let's say. That seems a bit of an interesting skill.
I mean, it's in us all, I suppose. It is a skill, and I suppose it could be interesting, yes.
Yeah. Understood.
So you did do something when you walked by.
He might have only gathered knowledge, but the fact that he can gather knowledge about someone's blood from just being close, if not touching them, kind of says a little more, I think.
Listen, there's plenty of things to discuss, I suppose, yes. But perhaps I do have some supernatural talent for discerning secrets. And yes, perhaps I use that using a living fluid that flows through us all. But regarding the questions that you might have and the answers that you're seeking, I think we can accomplish both, continuing on the road you're on. I'm sure my friends here can settle themselves for the next couple days.
Understood. Well, I guess everybody, do you have any objection then to finding out what he has to offer us in terms of information?
I suppose.
I also think we're in a bit of a rush.
I mean, I don't necessarily know that he'll slow us down, would you?
I mean, we've already spent, how many minutes there?
Yeah, a good amount of time, but
Oh, it's probably been about a half hour, 40 minutes.
yeah, which isn't too bad, given the
Yeah,
fact that we
I'll go
resurrected
half
someone.
hour.
Can you swing a sword?
I can swing two. That's a lot. I can swing that pretty well, I think.
Well,
Wait, what did he just say?
What did he say?
Yeah, he'll pull out his blade softly, and it looks like a rusty color to it, but it has like these little veins of bluish gold running through it.
Mm.
Polish your sword there.
well, I'd say he can come with us just because we're down me.
He's got that huntsman knife Doppler, you know.
Mhm.
Just bought it on csgomarket.com or some shit.
And you said he wasn't trying to be pretentious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I just-
flexing his skin.
Yeah, I just unboxed this, bro. I just got lucky. I wasn't a product of higher power or like wealth. It's no big deal.
However,
What about time?
So yes, I would say that I personally have no objection so long as things stay friendly.
I have no interest in becoming anything but friends.
Oh,
I trust him.
I'm not surprised, Graham.
In fact, if I seem a bit
I think he did you ask if you
Yeah.
could trust him, or you said that you trust him? I couldn't.
What's
I think we can trust him.
I said I trust him.
Okay.
You can trust everybody, though, bud.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Anyways, sorry.
if I seem a bit rattled about what's happened here, I don't think I'm used to hearing those names.
That is fair. That was probably a bit abrupt. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure we got to a common understanding of, where things lie.
I will, before we travel, I would ask, obviously the reason I want those names kept hush. One, I do care about protecting members in that family that I care for. But there's many a contract out for names of that regard. Call it the new guard that inhabits the world at the moment does not take lightly to names of a legacy that ran for so long in these parts resurfacing.
That is fair enough. I mean, if people were to know our nature of how we arrived here and our connection to these wells, they might have similarly violent reactions. So I think that we are in similar company.
Very well. I think we should get going.
I think that's probably best.
Is there anything any of you need to pack up? And he will sheath his blade and sort of pick up a small pack that he has stashed away under the arm of like the statue.
Just our companion.
Yeah, no, he's been on my back, so we can carry on.
Back on.
Very well. He asks, what are the names of your companions you're traveling with? Off, and he'll point off screen, off into the distance.
Well, I mean, well, first off, I don't even think I got to introduce myself. I am Alcan.
Oh, I was going to ask your names next. Yes.
Well, we'll start here. Then we'll start with our companions. I'm Alcan. And everyone else.
His
Felix.
backpack is Zarn.
Oh, all together, please. Soja! And he's a
Graham,
That's Soja impression.
yeah.
That was a great Soja impression.
Thank you. Graham.
Graham.
Graham, Zarn, yeah. Felix, was it?
Yes.
Ah, Felix. Welcome. I'll nod at you. And you, sir? And he looks over to you, Vayliss.
Vayliss.
Vayliss, hey. Welcome. Okay. And your friends, back by the, is that a wolf? Just sort of looking at the black, dark shape off in the distance.
That is correct, and that is Jasper and Aubrey.
Good. Well, you have about a quarter mile to make up a story for Jasper and Aubrey of how you know me without going into too much detail. But the fact is, you actually have about 2 weeks, because that is going to be the end of this session.